Right. Yes. By the title, PC Sofa. It's not sofa. It's sofa. PC Sofa. This evening, I've had a very traumatic evening. I don't know if this was set up, but I am going to ring DC Kamal right now because, Darren, if you've got nothing to hide, you will support me. DC Kamal released Darren with a caution over the keys to this place. Now, one thing I didn't mention to him, he came round earlier. His friend is coming back from Nigeria for a couple of nights. He told me to book into a hotel. And I booked yesterday. I don't want to say which hotel it is, even though it's obvious which hotel it is because of a pervert. I don't know if it was Matt Taylor, but someone used the name of the hotel to make a troll account with the name of the hotel. But I used this hotel, and it's in most of my past live streams. I spent thousands of pounds from October last year to the summer of this year. And it was immediately after the attack on me in September, where if you put in the search engine evidence of licensee attacking me, and then days later PC Soaphe beat me. I took photographs later of the bruises she caused me. It took me 3 weeks to email the IOPC because I had gone down to the police desk to say that I would be returning with my lady witness, Juliet, and I've let her know I'm making a live stream. And I was put through 24 hours of non-stop torture. There were no court papers or anything. So that was on the 7th of October to the 8th of October. It was 24 hours of non-stop social engineering, Serco global human trafficking scam. So Darren, we've just been together. You think that Steve Churchill's behaviour is okay, but it's not making any sense because I saw your phone. You text him about that incident. Juliet's going to be doing an awful lot to help me. We're going to be going down to the food bank together to speak to your friend, Steve Churchill. Now, you've been saying he did the same Masonic style psyops. I don't care about the Bible anymore, Darren. I don't care. I see with my own eyes. I experience it here and here. And what has just happened, I'm very angry about and suspicious as well, because something's not quite right here. You told me your friend is coming back from Nigeria, and so I booked into the Cavendish Hotel. I spoke to a very nice receptionist last night. On Sunday night, I booked 3 nights, and then I booked another 3 nights. And she said, I'll get you a room with a window. We'll upgrade you. I'm a loyal guest. I've spent thousands of pounds. And then Zita, the house manageress, said, I'll play you part of the recording of the phone call of what Zita... this is what then happened. I'll play the recording. So I rang up to say, sorry, I didn't come last night because they know my circumstances. Let me just explain. They know that I've been attacked in my council accommodation. I played them a recording. The staff at that hotel, I played them a recording of one of the licensees threatening to beat me up in the same way I did with Darren's friend at the food bank. So it's very strange, isn't it? That I would then, and you can see the phone call from me to Darren's friend, Steve Churchill at Eastbourne Food Bank. You can see me in tears afterwards. I played him the recording and he's saying to me, no, he said, I'll pray for you. No, your life is not in danger. A woman from Wiltshire rang me. I don't know if people watching me have been doing things, but it's caused arguments between me and Darren. But the fact of the matter is something's inherently wrong here, because the fact that I've spent thousands of pounds on this hotel from October last year to the summer of this year, they've had loads of money out of me, a small fortune of severe disability back pay. And this was after I live streamed in September a licensee attacking me. And then on the 7th of October to the 8th of October, I was put through a psyops when PC Soaphe, they deliberately brought out two of the three stooges, PC Soaphe, PC Broadway, and PC Austin wasn't present, thank goodness. But PC Soaphe left bruises on me, and I emailed the IOPC 3 weeks after that incident in October last year. So, and that was because I went to the police desk to say I'll be returning with my lady witness. Well, guess what? I'm going to be going back down there to the police desk to press. I want to press charges over this ongoing targeting from Eastbourne Police, because this evening, PC Soaphe threatened me. I said, stay away from me. I was sitting next to Darren in that hotel. Zita, what had happened was, I'll play the recording. I rang the Cavendish Hotel earlier. I've given it away. Now you know which hotel it is. It was obvious which hotel it was anyway. There's no point. People knew on here anyway. I don't know if Darren spoke to Matt Taylor, or Matt Taylor's phone number mysteriously disappeared. But a few people privately had my number, including Andy Devine, and of course Tina Chave and Dan from Police Abusing Powers. But basically, I rang the Cavendish Hotel earlier this evening and they said, we've cancelled your reservation. And I said, why? I played the recording to Juliet. She thinks it's absolutely diabolical. Zita, she's so mousy. She talks like this. She claims she didn't hang up on me. Well, I said, Zita, I recorded it. These people can lie through their teeth. She told me we'd draw a line under what happened last time when the staff bullied me. And again, Juliet had to come down because Adam, who was there earlier this evening, Adam is one of the members of staff who bullied me. It's one of the hotel reviews is homeless hotel. They've had thousands of pounds from me. Why would the hotel cancel my reservation? I even said to her, there's nothing going in here though. I said, have you heard of Sherelle Clark and Dion Clark? Well, obviously they haven't. I said, look up online Sherelle Clark and Dion Clark, mother and daughter jailed for mugging the elderly. They were doing the same on the Isle of Wight. I was very polite, but obviously I was so angry because I couldn't ring the Cavendish Hotel back when she hung up on me. And interestingly, Darren knocked on the door. Darren knocked on the door once I was told they'd cancelled my reservation. So what has happened between me making a reservation on Sunday evening and all being smooth, and then me ringing up and them saying, we've cancelled your reservation, management have told us. She claims there's a smell of burning. Hang on a minute, there's a smell of burning. Hang on. Right, it's not burning, it's all right. But basically, I thought there was a burning smell. Basically, it didn't make any sense. She said management have told us we need to cancel your reservation. So this is what happened. So everything was fine up until about 6 o'clock this evening. And it was at the point that this woman hung up on me. It's just something not right about it. I haven't seen Darren for weeks since he was arrested. I didn't question him. By the way, I didn't question him. Why am I not able to get into his BT Wi-Fi account? So Darren, if you've gone back to your flat now, which you have, and you're going to watch this back, because you're not showing me much humility. So I need to speak to DC Kamar. You're not filling me with, you keep saying it's all stress and that. Now, there's something inherently wrong about this, however you look at it. Darren knocked on the door here at the point when this phone call took place. Listen to this. Zita, the house manageress, who said we'll draw a line under anything that's happened before, even though nothing had actually happened before. And Adam, who bullied me in the summer, he was laughing and looking at his colleagues and going, Adam, who works in the bar at the Cavendish Hotel, he gave me a drink as an apology, a drink on the house, a glass of orange juice. Zita earlier would not tell me why they've cancelled my reservation. I said, what have I ever done? What have I ever done? I've said, you've had thousands of pounds out of me. I've been a loyal guest and you hung up on me. You wouldn't even tell me if I had a refund. So I had to go down there. And it was at that point that Darren was knocking on the door. So then he comes in the door and I said, what have you done? Because I think that he's behind everything, of course. Of course I do. Because it's all this gaslighting business. I've had a lot of people lie to me. Why not? I've had a lot of people abuse me in every shape and form and gaslight me. So this is what happened. I'll play the phone call. I managed to, thankfully I had the laptop in front of me while I was ringing the Cavendish Hotel to say, sorry, I didn't check in last night. And then I just managed to record the last part of the phone call. Hang on a minute. This, if you can hear it, this is what happened. Why have you cancelled my reservation?
It was the team and the management.
What? What do you mean? What do you mean the manager's decided? I rang last night to make a reservation. What on earth? What are you talking? I don't believe this. What is this about? Why has he cancelled my reservation? I've got a woman coming here from Nigeria. I'm in her home and I've booked to come to the Cavendish Hotel. Why is the manager? I need a reason, because last time I was there, I recorded my phone call to head office. I've already got serious complaints about the Cavendish Hotel. I have got a case with the local government ombudsman. He knows my circumstances. What is this all about? Why has he had? Why? I haven't even had any. No, hang on a minute.
I'm going to have to hang up.
No, you need to give me a reason. You need to give me a reason. I'm going to have to hang up. My reservation. Why has?
Don't worry.
I'm recording this. I know who I'm speaking to. Did you hear that? Do you want me to play it again? She said, I'm going to have to hang up. I went down to the Cavendish Hotel and she said, she's a nasty little barefaced liar. Zita, the house manageress. This is why she talks like this. She talks like this to sound all mousy. She said, it didn't hang up, the phone cut out. No, it didn't. You heard for yourself. I'll play it again. Listen, she says, I'm going to hang up. You're raising your voice. She cancelled my reservation, even though I'm a loyal guest who spent thousands of pounds. I played the recording to Juliet. And she said, it's diabolical. You weren't shouting. She said, they can't just cancel it. So I went down there and the same police officer, the same silly little girl called PC Soaphe, who beat me during a welfare check on Beachy Head, even though they terminated my phone call illegally and the professional standards department apologised for them doing it previously. And I've recorded 101 call handlers continuously hanging up on me. Yes, this is the same PC Soaphe who also assaulted me at Eastbourne Police Desk when I went down there to say that I'll be returning with Juliet. So you can talk about the Bible, Darren. I don't care anymore. I've always had faith in Abba Yahweh. David Icke said, you hung up on me, Darren. Juliet doesn't talk about the Bible. She's celebrating Halloween, would you believe? And yet she's been sent to me. She has actually been sent to me because she's actually concerned for me. I saw this hypocrisy that gets me, Darren. So I'm going to leave a message for DC Kamar now, because when we were down at the hotel a little while ago, PC Soaphe, I've just had to book into another hotel. PC Soaphe and her colleague, two silly little girls, because they never grew up. No, they just follow orders. They're not like the WPC Julie who lived with us 30 years ago, a real WPC, yeah, who dressed smartly like a sea cadet with the hat. No, they're military style little children. This is what happened. I'll play that phone call again so that you can hear it again. Zita, the house manageress of the Cavendish, has said, I'm going to terminate the call. She was pointing to the camera. I said, what's the camera got to do with it? I recorded you hanging up on me. This is what they do, just like the police. All Darren and I were doing was sitting in the lounge area. Oh, it's probably because I made a comment about their new furniture. I said they've probably used the thousands of pounds that I've given them to buy these new chairs. And I was looking to book somewhere else. I still haven't checked to see if I've got a refund or not. I was already in a heightened state of distress because of this. And these two silly little girls come in. Sorry, WPCs. And I said to PC Soaphe, I said, you beat me on Beachy Head during a welfare check. I said, no, you were tried and convicted. I said, no, it was a fraud, love. It was a fraud, love. There was no paperwork. It was a psyops. She doesn't even know because I didn't even recognise her because last time she had a mouth mask on, so I couldn't see her face. I said, you look, but I said to her, you look, that's why I said to her, you look familiar. I said, PC Soaphe. No, she said, PC Soaphe. I said, you've committed many crimes against me and my human rights and civil liberties, along with your colleagues. You've beaten me. And you did it again down at the police desk. And I said, you don't do anything about real criminals, though. I said, and I told her about Sherelle Clark and Dion Clark and how I recorded the police, how I was arrested for doing what the sergeant told me to do, which was to purchase a dictaphone and to record antisocial behaviour. And I was arrested for doing it. So I said, do you feel good knowing that she's been mugging the elderly with her mother again and she's been jailed again? Because I looked them up online and they'd been doing the same thing on the Isle of Wight before being placed in my council accommodation. Do you know what she said to me? Do you know what PC Soaphe said to me? This is how she said it, in this tone. She actually sounds like this demented Sherelle Clark. They're all the same. They're the same in here. She said, do you know why we don't deal with real criminals? Because we're having to deal with people like you. I'm too scared. I don't want to. That's what you sound like, PC Soaphe. But then, so do your higher ups. I asked you if you were on your. PC Soaphe, sweetheart. I asked you if you were on your oath when you bruised me. Do you think it's normal to strip people naked? You know, you sound exactly like Sherelle Clark. She harassed me in the street in Firle Road after I came back from Darren's flat when he'd been shouting at me. And she was going, Sherelle Clark wonders why she can't see her children and she's in prison for now. Go, PC Soaphe, do me a favour, sweetheart. Just go and have a look at what the comments online say, because it's made the BBC News, you know, what they say about Sherelle Clark. Those poor children are probably in care. Can you imagine what they're going to be saying? Mummy and Grandma were released after mugging the elderly on the Isle of Wight, only to do the same again. They've left a man too scared to go out because he was taking pity on them. And what did the police do? What did the police do about my mummy and evil mummy and grandma? They're probably in care, screwed up. They're probably going to end up as criminals themselves. Yeah. Well done, PC Soaphe. And that's why as I left the hotel, I said, I bet your mummy's proud of you, you silly little girl. Demented. This is social engineering, Tavistock-trained, demented Luciferian mentality. And she even said to me during the psyops, she said, ignorance is bliss. Well, sweetheart, you really do not want to end up one of the ignorant ones. You really don't. Andy Devine said it, there'll be people throwing themselves under buses when this all gets out. That's why I said to the hotel, I said to Zita as I walked out, well, you deserve all the abuse you get, because she told me we get a lot of abuse from hotel guests. Well, if your idea of abuse is a loyal guest getting a bit upset because they've had their reservation cancelled, even though they spent thousands of pounds on your hotel. Yes, Britannia. Look up Britannia. Because the chairman of the EHA was there at the council meeting minutes. Yes, and I've got evidence of it. And they admitted that criminals were being put in accommodations. I've survived things that none of you would survive 2 minutes in, probably. Well, mostly, because there are a lot of... Some of you are good eggs, but there are a lot of bad eggs, as we know. But I'm going to have to contact DC Kamar now, because Darren was sitting right next to me, and I said to PC Soaphe, I got up and I said, you do realise that Darren was arrested himself as well? And I didn't actually want to say this. This is when we were sitting down quietly with the laptop, and I was obviously a bit upset. And I pulled out the keys. I said, Darren was arrested over these keys. Sick in the head. She said, yes, I know he's been arrested a few times. Of course, when Darren was assaulting me, he was screaming, no, I haven't. But PC Soaphe said, yeah, and she even said, sorry, Darren. PC Soaphe said, sorry, Darren. You can go on about the Bible, Darren. You can talk about it till the cows come home. Your mum and your dad are not going to be there for you one day. You're not even a lukewarm Christian. You're just talking about the Bible. I couldn't understand why Darren wasn't speaking up to them and saying, don't, you assaulted my partner. Don't talk to her like. She apologised to Darren. There's something not right here. Her colleague, one of her colleagues who beat me on Beachy Head, and they stripped the clothes from my body. They've still got the clothes they took from my body. The solicitor said, this is a world famous suicide spot, folks, in case you don't know. People jump off those cliffs all the time. They push people. I've been in these hotels for my safety. And Darren is... I said, why... He was very mousy. He said, she's not aggressive. I don't understand him. I just don't. He called the police to calm things down, but I only had to disagree with him. I'm not even allowed to stay in his flat. So when PC Austin, I don't even know why I let this piece of shite, because these are criminals. These are real criminals. What they are doing is serious malfeasance of office, up to 25 years. It's very simple, common law. It's very, very simple. Cause no loss, personal. I said, put your body cameras on. I said, don't come anywhere near me. She said do you know what she said? Do you know what PC Soaphe said to me? She said, you've got 5 minutes to get out of here. It's a psyops. It was a psyops. So I was shaking, obviously. This is before I walked out of the hotel, and I put Juliet on loudspeaker. And so there we go. I just wish I'd had I'm thinking I need a smartphone. I need to record this. I need to record them. If I'd had a smartphone, I would have got it out. She got in my face. She threatened me. She said, if you don't leave. This is someone who has bruised me, lied. Oh, she also said during the psyops on the 7th of October when she bruised me, I asked them, I was sitting with a PCSO. I had gone to the police desk to say, my life is in danger. I will be returning with my lady witness. And they just came out from nowhere. They said, you didn't turn up for court. There were no court papers. The CPS threw it out. It was a welfare check. I reported the bent solicitor and Cramp and Mullany to the legal ombudsman. But don't worry, sweetheart, because when I go out on the street, it's going to blow up. Thousands more illegal... Have you seen the news? Thousands more illegal immigrants are coming in. They're closing down the hotels. There's nowhere for the people who were born here. Yeah. They're going to be nowhere for your children, sweetheart. Do you want your children and your children's children shacked up in dangerous little shitholes with bed bugs crawling on them and dangerous criminals. Really? Can you walk? Can you sleep at night? Proud? Well, there we go. This is just it. I've never worked harder in my life than when I've been on severe disability premium. Life was so much easier when I did care work, when I was bullied, when I did care work. So, yeah, that's basically what happened. So I walked out of my own accord. These are serious crimes, folks. We're too big. It's like that video that Paul Joseph Watson shared, where you've got, and people have commented underneath the video saying they're like little children. They're like in the playground. One of them grabbed the phone. That there were protesters protesting peacefully up in London, and one of the girls said, "And I'll have that fucking phone." My mother and I had a real WPC 30 years ago, and we both said how safe we felt having her in our house. They've beaten me, they've thrown me on my back, they've dragged me in handcuffs. But you guys, if you want to normal it, you think things are bad now. This is the military police. This is Agenda 2030. So there we go. But I just, Darren, I kept saying to him, why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you? He said, because obviously they want a reaction. But I said, I need you to speak up for me. I can't do it on my own. You need to show them that you are defending me. But she apologized to Darren. She said, I know he's been arrested. They're so thick, though. They can't even think for themselves. PC Hall lied to the domestic abuse helpline. I told Darren this, saying we've removed Bryony from the property. They didn't remove me from this property. On the contrary, they wouldn't arrest Darren. And then he eventually assaulted me over these keys. You can't be, you don't talk about, oh, they'll get what's coming to them. If you're doing the devil's work, you're doing the devil's work just by doing nothing, Darren. You need to speak up for me. You've gone back to your flat. You don't want me putting, do you really think that I want to put your name on YouTube? Do you think I want to be doing this? There is so much I need to be doing. I'm someone who's actually got a lot to be getting on with. These people haven't. That is why they've done what they've done to me. Grow a pair. Grow up. I've never known so many demented people. But don't worry, because I've got Juliet and I will be going out onto the streets about this. So Darren, if you want to keep it quiet from your parents and say, oh, this and that, but you were very mousy. You were like Zeta. I'm doing all of this on my own. And I don't know what I'd do without Juliet, but there's something inherently wrong. So I just play the recording again. This is before my police thuggery threat from a criminal who beat me during a welfare check, and Zeta claims she didn't. She claims the phone cut out. Listen carefully. You can hear it. She's saying, I'm going to terminate the call. They are bare-faced liars. Listen.
Why have you cancelled my reservation?
It was the team and the management.
What? What do you mean? What do you mean the managers decide? I rang last night to make a reservation. What on earth? What are you talking? I don't believe this. What is this about? Why has he cancelled my reservation? I've got a woman coming here from Nigeria. I'm in her home and I've booked to come to the Cavendish Hotel. Why is the manager? I need a reason, because last time I was there, I recorded my phone call to head office. I've already got serious complaints about the Cavendish Hotel. I have got a case with the local government ombudsman. He knows my circumstances. What is this all about? Why has he had...
Right, wait for it. Listen very carefully. You can hear Zita, the Cavendish Hotel house manager, say, I'm going to cancel the reservation. Listen carefully. She said the phone cut out. She's like the police 101 call handlers. Listen carefully. Listen, you can hear it.
Why? I haven't even had any... No, hang on a minute.
I'm going to have to hang up.
No, you need to give me a reason. You need to give me...
There you go. I'm going to have to hang up. You heard it. I'm going to have to hang up. So she's like the police 101 call handlers, and then they call the Orwellian thugs to come round. The silly little girls who are too scared to deal with real criminals. This is what I mean. It doesn't. You don't. To get into the police force, apparently, you don't even need to be GCSE level. It's just, fuckwits, really. And these are the people protecting your lives. Yeah. I was arrested for recording antisocial behaviour. They've targeted me because my mother died. Yeah, my brave mother. My brave mother, when she was a young woman, she had an illegal abortion in the 1950s when times were hard. So you're not going to know what that's like. You wet yourselves, you need nappies, because you get a little bit offended when someone stands up for their human rights and civil liberties. But PC Soaphe, you said ignorance is bliss. You don't realise how serious your crimes are. You don't realise how serious your crimes are. Be interesting to know if they were recording with their body camera, because when Juliet gets back, we're going to be going down to the police desk again, and you might not want to get your toy handcuffs out and handcuff me again. You've done everything. Libel. I told you to stay away from me when I was in the Beachy Head pub, because you were causing me loss and harm and distress. Distress at best. I just had one of my calls terminated, and the Professional Standards Department had apologised for doing this previously. But if Zita, the house manageress, wants to bring you down because they wouldn't give me a reason why, after I've spent thousands of pounds on their hotel, that they would... That's it. So I also forgot to mention that I did go over to Adam, but this is before PC Soaphe turned up with her colleague, who was smiling and found it humorous. Because Zita wasn't giving me a valid reason why they've cancelled my reservation, which the nice receptionist made for me on Sunday night. They said she did say I made too many complaints. Juliet just thinks this is diabolical, of course, because we're normal people. So I went over to speak to Adam, who was the one who had bullied me when I was already in a heightened state of distress back in the summer, gave me a drink on the house, apologised, said he too suffers from PTSD. I know he's someone who's wearing a mask, though, and the mask slipped. I made it slip. I didn't have to do anything. The mask just slips. And I said to him, Zita, this is before PC Soaphe turned up to threaten me, that dangerous criminal. And I said, Zita's not telling me why they've cancelled my reservation. And I said, it's strange because I had a problem with them. They drew a line under it. You bullied me last time and you gave me a drink on the house as an apology. And he was making out he didn't know anything about this. And then he said, I never bullied you. If you say sorry and you give someone a drink on the house as part of that apology, you've already admitted that you're in the wrong. And he did. And I then rang head office, this is back in the summer, to complain. And I recorded the most obnoxious call handlers, a bit like people at Eastbourne Borough Council. And Juliet came down. Funnily enough, she was given a cup of tea. And we sat down and she listened to the recording of head office being absolutely vile and obnoxious and hanging up. So your crimes are just building up and building up and building up. Keep going, keep going. Right now, I'm going to ring DC Kamar because I think there is something inherently wrong about this. I'll leave him a voice message. Got nothing to lose, everything to gain. I've had every evil done to me, every evil. Their crimes just build up.
Voicemail service for
Beachy, I'm sorry, I can't take a call now.
Please leave a message after the tone. When you finish recording, please hang up or press the hash key for more options.
Hello, DC Kamar. It's Bryony McCarthy speaking. I want to let you know of a serious incident this evening. Excuse me. It's caused me so much distress. Darren's friend is coming back from Nigeria to the flat in the morning, the coming morning, and we haven't had contact for some time. We haven't seen each other since he was arrested and you came round to visit me. Now, a very serious incident has just happened whereby he left me voice messages saying to me, you need to book a hotel. I didn't want to have contact with him because of his emotional abuse, and that's, I wasn't ready to speak to him. And then I booked Sunday night. I booked 3 nights at the Cavendish Hotel. I spoke to one of the nice receptionists, and then very strangely enough, Darren turned up this evening. I opened the door to him just moments after I recorded Zita, the house manager, saying that they cancelled my reservation at the Cavendish Hotel, but wouldn't say why. And I've spent thousands of pounds on that hotel with severe disability back pay for my safety. So I've got another hotel reservation, but you need to know what happened because I'm live streaming this. PC Soaphe turned up to the hotel this evening. This dangerous so-called WPC who has assaulted me on Beachy Head during a welfare check, had me slandered in the paper, and in front of Darren she threatened me this evening, and I played as part of it in a voice record. I left a voice message for Juliet so she could hear some of it. Yeah, they're just demented little girls, really, because she's supposed to be on her oath. And this time I will be going back to the police desk with Juliet because last time she assaulted me, and this is PC Soaphe. When I went to the police desk to complain and say I would be returning with Juliet, that's when PC Soaphe assaulted me, bruised me. The IOPC ignored it, and I was put through 24 hours of non-stop torture. So they've been doing these heinous things to a vulnerable woman. I even said to PC Soaphe in front of Darren, I said, you do realise Darren was arrested? And I showed her the keys. She was mocking me and actually showing, it was very bizarre because she was showing compassion for Darren. Now, Darren is not taking this seriously. He's been too passive about this, because the police and Darren have both caused me a lot of, they've committed crimes against me. There's been emotional abuse from Darren, and then there's been what the police have done. And I need resolve from this. This is on my YouTube channel. Thank you.
To leave it to. Hello, DC Kamar. It's Bryony McCarthy speaking. I want to let you know of a serious incident this evening. Excuse me. It's caused me so much distress. Darren's friend is coming back from Nigeria to the flat in the morning, the coming morning, and we haven't had contact for some time. We haven't seen each other since he was arrested and you came round to visit me. Now, a very serious incident has just happened whereby he left me voice messages saying to me, you need to book a hotel. I didn't want to have contact with him because of his emotional issues, and that's, I wasn't ready to speak to him. And then I booked Sunday night. I booked 3 nights at the Cavendish Hotel. Spoke to one of the nice receptionists, and then very strangely enough, Darren turned up this evening. I opened the door to him just moments after I recorded Peter, the house manager, saying that they cancelled my reservation at the Cavendish Hotel but wouldn't say why. And I've spent thousands of pounds on that hotel with severe disability back pay for my safety. So I've booked into I've got another hotel reservation, but you need to know what happened because I'm live streaming this. PC Soaphe turned up to the hotel this evening. This dangerous so-called WPC, who has assaulted me on Beachy Head during a welfare check, had me slandered in the paper, and in front of Darren, she threatened me this evening, and I played as part of it in a voice record. I left a voice message with Juliet so she could hear some of it. Yeah, they're just demented little girls, really, because she's supposed to be on her own. And this time, I will be going back to the police desk with Juliet, because last time she assaulted me, and this is PC Soaphe. When I went to the police desk to complain and say I would be returning with Juliet, that's when PC Soaphe assaulted me, bruised me. The IOPC ignored it, and I was put through 24 hours of non-stop torture. So they've been doing these heinous things to a vulnerable woman. I even said to PC Soaphe in front of Darren, I said, you do realise Darren was arrested, and I showed her the keys. She was mocking me and actually showing it was very bizarre because she was showing compassion for Darren. Now, Darren is not taking this seriously. He's been too passive about this because the police and Darren have both caused me a lot of, they've committed crimes against me. There's been emotional abuse from Darren, and then there's been what the police have done. And I need resolve from this. This is on my YouTube channel. Thank you. To leave your message, press 1. Message sent. Thank you for calling.
See, the thing is, of course I believe in my Heavenly Father, but Darren's got to understand, he watched a live stream of me being attacked. Look up evidence of licensee attacking me. He might as well have got a bowl of popcorn. There was one night when that demented Sherelle Clark, the one who's been mentioned in the national news as having mugged the elderly with her mother, the night that Darren screamed his head off at me was the night that she, in the middle of the street, I was on my way back to the room, Fell Road, going, and the police are exactly the same. I've just woken up in I don't know what planet I'm on. I would never put myself down again. I just really want to meet this man that I've been talking about. But the police and the property managers were just as demented. I recorded one of them calling me an effing spastic. I'm just really cross because at best, where has anyone been? Where has anyone been? Do you know what? I'm so traumatized that I've randomly received text messages from my estranged eldest sister. But because of all the narcissism, I'm safer on my own. Heaven forbid, I don't want to end up like poor Juliet. No, I can't say. I want to say something on her behalf, but it might make her, she might not want me to say this. Juliet is doing what my sisters should do. She's going through cancer treatment. She's looking. Please forgive me, Juliet. I'm saying this to, you might not want me to say this. I'm saying this because I'm saying this to affirm you, but you're caring for your nephew. You're caring for your nephew. You know, your sisters are blessed to have you, and yet you're supporting me the way a sister should, and yet you're going through cancer treatment. You're doing what these bastards. Well, don't worry, because I'll be going out onto the streets. I will. But I was so shaken up earlier that I rang Juliet in distress. I just don't feel that Darren was being, well, anyway. But no, it's terrible. This is what asking for a bit of help gets you. All these crimes, when they know that you're vulnerable, it's just not normal. It's not normal. But yes, as I said, it's military programming. She said ignorance is bliss. Well, what does that tell you? But people have to stand up. You know, Darren said knowledge is power, but as David Icke said, knowledge is only power if you're using it. So get off your ass. Don't be afraid of them. Just because you're standing up to them, it doesn't mean that it's just something not right. If I'm your partner or was your partner, Darren, you're not even showing to me. The police used to say to you, if you have a problem with her, just give us a call. What if I disagreed with you? If I disagreed with you on the Bible? You screamed and shouted at me. Excuse me. I've lost my voice because of the stress. You screamed and shouted at me the night that Sherelle Clark, this vile creature, was harassing me in the street. You watched me being attacked in my... I'm not allowed in your flat, even if it's OCD. Dear God, Darren, stop talking about the Bible. You're only going to be doing our Father's work. And our Saviour said it himself. I can't remember what words he said it in because I haven't actually read the Bible. But I don't know what I'd do without Juliet. This is what I mean. All these people who get paid to help and they do nothing. The colonnades. Juliet knows about the colonnades. I've read the reviews. My God, that's supported accommodation. Do you know what? Did you guys, does anyone out there, have you heard about the man who blew himself up, the Patriot, because he was fed up with all these illegal immigrants coming in? Yeah, the hotels are closed down for them. But if you were born in the UK and you're on severe disability, you'll get illegally discharged. They want you to go and kill yourself. They want you to. We had people dying on the street because of the cold. Honest to God, I've got to go now because I've got to clean up the kitchen and everything. But that's what tonight has been like. And I I was already shaken up when I had that phone call that you just heard where Zita hung up on me and lied, saying she didn't. And then to have PC Soaphe, who's beaten me before. Yeah. There's nowhere to run to, though. There's nowhere for them to hide, because when I go out onto the street and I speak out, a lot of people who are going to want to put brown paper bags on their heads. Their masks slipped a long time ago. I already saw through it. Adam earlier, he said he started telling me to leave. So why did you apologize to me for bullying me, causing me distress, making me feel suicidal back in the summer, giving me a drink on the house? Zita saying we'll draw a line under it. Oh, you've drawn a line under it, all right. The thin blue line. The Luciferian thin blue line. Hope you're watching, love.